Hey, what is going on, everybody? Desir here with our Season 7 of Cosmic Crucible. We have our first round opponent. Before that, though, I do want to do a couple channel updates first. First is I did make a Discord channel that is going to be in the description below. So make sure to join that and start the conversation, start engaging, and let's help get that thing going as well, because that would be great. The second thing is I'm going to start doing my weekly recap like I did last time. However, I'm going to have it set up so that way you guys can actually submit videos as well, so I can use some of your videos that you might have wanted to use and maybe get like a breakdown on, hey, how can I improve this matchup, or what went wrong here, and then we can kind of try to get that fixed up for you. But enough of that, let's get into the matchup. My opponent is DJ Aaron. I hope I'm saying that right. Let's go ahead and look to see how big he is. So DJ has a pretty big size account right now. He's about 91.6 million TCP. Mine is about 74 million. I did a lot of upgrades as soon as the season started, such as my Pegasus and a couple other characters, to where I wanted to get them up to 100. I wanted to wait until I saw my first round opponent, and then I kind of allocated my resources. So I did hoard a little bit and then just kind of dumped everything. Let's go ahead and look at DJ's defense now. So DJ kind of went pretty turtle heavy. I was worried about quite a bit of these matchups, but let's go through the runes. So stage 1, he has Extreme X-Men with Rogue. He didn't keep Cyclops, and I think that's kind of a flaw right there. Cyclops giving that speed up to Forge totally changes that dynamic. He has a really big Hive Mind in 2, Out of Time in 3. Stage 4, he did Cabal with Dr. Doom and Emma. I would prefer to keep them on offense, especially this season right now. Stage 5, he has Superior 6. Again, they are pretty easily countered, so I'm going to show that matchup in here. And then stage 6, he has Secret Defenders with Super Skrull. For stage 1, I'm going to use my Masters of Evil with Apocalypse. As far as the ISOs go, because of this room, I did make King a Raider. Moonstone and Titania, I usually have Raider anyways. Absorbman, I kept Fortifier, that way I can try to keep him alive longer. Apocalypse, you can keep him that Striker because he does spawn with that Safeguard and Immunity, so you do not have to worry about that ability block. For the start of this matchup, I targeted Rogue and did Titania's ultimate to her. That was mainly for the Disrupt and ability block. That only comes into play if she's not a Raider for the ability block. For Kang's turn, I stayed targeted on Rogue and did the special. I should have targeted Nightcrawler for that. I keep forgetting that I made him a Raider for this. For Moonstone, I targeted Nightcrawler and did the ultimate that got a stun on the Nightcrawler, and a nice turn rewind as well. For Absorbing Man, I did use the ultimate. That was for the 40% heal, so that way he can stay alive longer and take more of the pings from Gambit. Here you see that Forge did use his ultimate, so he cleared off a lot of those debuffs. Now that it's Kang's turn again, I'm going to use that ultimate. I'm going to get that defense down, a nice hit on everybody. It almost killed Rogue, so I'm going to try to take her out first. For Titania, I'm going to target Rogue, use that special. She still lives through it. Now that it's Apocalypse's turn, I'm going to use his ultimate, and I targeted Gambit so that way you can get that double tap on him because of the Striker. Now I'm going to use the Falcon Punch on Nightcrawler, so he is now gone. Forge ended up bleeding out, and here you see that Sunspot did his special. I'm going to use the basic though on Rogue. That takes care of Rogue and Sunspot. Now this here did a lot more damage than I was expecting. Gambit used his ultimate, almost wiped me out. but I still have Apocalypse left, so I'm able to finish this matchup. For stage 2, I'm going to use my Pegasus team into this Hive Mind. You see this is about an 800k punch up. I was a little worried about this when I saw the numbers, but this is a very easy matchup. So because of all the speed up and turn meter on spawn, your Pegasus team actually goes before the Void Knight goes. So Ironheart, I'm going to use that ultimate. There is that taunt on the Venom because of the Red Goblin, so I just use Rescue's basic. For Iron Man Infinity War, I use the ultimate. Darkhawk, I use the ultimate. And you see how fast they're already going down. For Kestrel, I'm just going to use that special on the Void Knight, and I already got 3 characters gone. Carnage did come back. Here the Red Goblin uses that ultimate and does put blind on slow on everybody. Here I messed up. I used the special from Ironheart, so I did get the miss on that ability. Rescue, because I used her basic first, I was able to ultimate here and flip all those negative effects into positive effects. And as you see, I'm basically just now using the specials instead of the ultimates, and I'm killing them fairly easy, especially with those Kestrel pings. This is a very easy matchup with Pegasus going into Hive Mind. Because of that, I would not recommend putting the Hive Mind on defense when you can use pieces like Void Knight for your offense. So I saw a couple counters where people were using like a Void Knight or a Spider-Man Big Time with some Undying pieces in Nova. I decided to add Quicksilver to this matchup as well. So we're going to see how this one goes. It is going into a pretty big out of time team, but theoretically you're going to try to get the flip from Void Knight, then use Nova's stun into the Black Knight, and from there they kind of kill each other from the bleeds. So to start this match off, we're going to use that Hail Mary throw. Void Knight's going to use that ultimate on Black Knight to get the flips. He got the majority of them, so I was happy about that. The Greg is going to use the basic just to kill himself into the Black Knight for some turn meter rewind. The Nova's going to use that special, and he got that stun and flipped those defenses up into defense down on Black Knight. Quicksilver's going to use the basic on Captain America because the taunt goes on him, then use the special on Black Knight to remove those charges. Hela, being focused on Black Knight, will use the ultimate to spread all those negative effects, including the ability blocks. Here I did mess up. I used the special from Zombie Iron Man into the Black Knight. I was thinking that he'd still be able to do the mind control attack, but the stun does stop that. Here you see the bleeds did end up killing the Star brand, and my Void Knight is about to die here pretty soon, but Nova, I'm going to use that ultimate into the Cosmic Ghost Rider, so that way the striker attack would end up hitting into the Cosmic Ghost Rider. He did live through that though. However, Quicksilver, I'm going to use that ultimate into the Black Knight that kills Cosmic Ghost Rider and the Black Knight. So all I have left is going to be Captain America and Peggy Carter. Very easy and manageable cleanup once you get those threats out of the way. For stage 4, I'm going to use my Superior 6 with Mysterio as the 5th in here, going against the Cabal, Doom, Emma Frost team. The thought process behind this is I'm going to use Vulture elsewhere and Lizard elsewhere, so I can use Mysterio here and really take advantage of the ability block and blinds that he will bring to the Cabal team. So because the way the turn meter works with Green Goblin Classic, The Cabal doesn't actually stop him. Also, they don't get the vulnerables on them because of Green Goblin Classic. Here I was trying to decide if I wanted to use the special or go for the ultimate and risk pushing Doom. I did go for the ultimate, and luckily Doom was fine because he was so big. Here, Kraven, I'm going to use his special into Dr. Doom to get that ability block. Emma Frost is already dead. Doom, he got pushed, and the Retaliate actually killed him. For Doc Ock, I'm going to use that special. I'm going to get that Shocker out on the field. And here I'm going to use the special from Spider Slayer just to do some AoE attacks on the opponent. Here I'm going to target the Iron Patriot and use those basics from Mysterio. And here I'm going to use the special, and that got blinds on all of the Cabal members, so now I don't have to worry about them doing too much damage to me if they actually get their turns. Shocker, I'm actually going to use the ultimate to do a turn meter rewind to all of them. And here I'm going to use the special on the leader from Green Goblin Classic. And here you see the Iron Patriot did get a turn, but the Retaliate killed him. I'm going to use the ultimate from Kraven that takes leader out, and now I just have to worry about Namor. For stage 5, going against the Superior 6, I'm going to use the Dorky Special. If you guys haven't seen this, it's Super Skrull, Dr. Doom, Hawkeye, Minerva, and Falcon. And this is a very easy, fast matchup, which is why I would recommend keeping Superior 6 on offense because of how easily they are countered. So for the start of this matchup, you're going to use the basic into Lizard. He did end up resisting that, but what you want to happen is the disrupt to get on him. From there, I turn my attention over to Green Goblin Classic and use the special. That's going to get that nice turn meter rewind and ability block on the Green Goblin Classic. And you see those Retaliates just push Dr. Doom. Use the ultimate from there. Hawkeye did end up dying, but usually he would get a turn and do another turn meter rewind. I'm going to put a vulnerable on the Green Goblin Classic, on Lizard, and then on Spider Slayer. Now your Super Skrull needs to be Striker for this. I'm going to use the ultimate now. That should kill off the majority of the enemy. And now I'm just going to use a basic into the Lizard, and the match is over. Very easy, fast matchup. For stage 6, I'm going to use the Cabal, and I added in Lizard and Vulture. So because of how many heroes are on the other side, Vulture will go pretty fast. Because of the Spider-Verse, Lizard will go very fast. Cabal also shuts down Super Skrull with the turn meter that he gains on spawn. So this matchup should go fairly easy. Let's go in and find out though. So here you see that the Super Skrull did not go first. So I'm going to use Vulture's special on Robbie. That's going to get the slow on Super Skrull, Robbie, and on Photon. I'm going to use the ultimate from Lizard. And now he has the buffs that were on the other side of the field, plus the taunt. Hardlight used the ultimate, and that only turn rewound Lizard and Vulture. Iron Patriot is going to use that special, so they all got the trauma on them. Namor's going to use the ultimate, that's going to get another turn meter rewind on the opponent. And there, Ms. Marvel Hardlight is dead. For leader, I'm going to target Super Skrull and use the special. And that's where the 4 or 5 attacks come in. It didn't even make it to that, and Super Skrull is dead. Here I'm going to use the ultimate for another turn meter rewind. Now all that's left is Robbie. This matchup was very fast and did a lot better than I thought it would. And you can see I won my first match of the season. Looks like my defense did very well. So they got a 48,144. I got a 50,167. Like I said, I was a little worried about some of the teams that was on there because I was stretched kind of thin. But I felt I optimized my attacks and my offensive weapons pretty well. Let's go ahead and look at the defenses and see what happened. For stage 1, I got a 8350. I had a couple misplays on that one, so if I come across that again, I think I can get a little bit better score than what I got here. For stage 2, I got an 8364. Again, this was an 800k punch up, so I'm very happy with this score. For stage 3, this was an 8358. This was a really big out of time team, and I wasn't positive how this counter would work, but I really like it, and I got a pretty good efficiency score out of it. For stage 4, I got an 8364 for the superior 6 Mysterio into this Cabal team. Again, this was a pretty good counter. I like the score I got on it. For stage 5, that dorky special got me an 8363. Again, this was like a 1.4 million punch up or something crazy like that. Very easy, very efficient counter. And at stage 6 got me at 8368. This was very efficient. It did a lot better than I thought it was going to do, and I honestly thought this might end up becoming maybe a 2-tap, but this counter was amazing. I love it. Now for my defenses, that stage 1 where I did the X-Treme X-Men with Rogue, I also kept Cyclops in on this version. You see that it took 3 hits, so they failed with Masters of Evil, went in with Death Seed and that failed, then went in with Darkhold and that finished it off. They got a 7558. For stage 2, they used Pegasus into my Bifrost and that failed, so they went in with a Bifrost follow-up attack. That got it for them. For the score, this got them a 7953. For stage 3, they just did the Infinity Watch mirror match. This got them a 8353. For stage 4, they used Axemen as a sack team against my Out of Time. Then they just used the New Warriors as a cleanup. If you need a sack, it's not terrible because New Warriors does a great job on a cleanup. So pretty good score there. That got them a 7966. So in stage 5, I did want to test out that one team that Dorky and Juicy were talking about in my defense video. This got them a 8360. So it was a pretty good defensive win. They used Tangled Web, Undying. I want to watch the replay and kind of see how this played out. For stage 6, they used Apocalypse, Eternals, Nova, Quicksilver. That ended up failing into my Secret Defenders with Morgan and Dorm. Then they went in with a Gamma follow-up. This did get them a 7954. This is a pretty interesting defense, and I think it's going to be a problem if you don't throw something really big like Masters of Evil into it. And that's it for our first matchup for Season 7 of Cosmic Crucible. This person had a lot of interesting defenses, and I'm already seeing a lot of interesting defenses out there. Hopefully it stays that way throughout the entire season to where nothing really settles and we kind of get a nice variety of defenses out there. As a reminder, I do have a Discord channel now, so that's going to be in the description below, so make sure to join it. Also in the comments, feel free to put down how your matches went. I'm kind of curious. Hopefully you guys had some pretty good, interesting matchups. As always, be sure to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Have a wonderful rest of the day.